channel, I'm Pauline and I'm going to show you how I made this heart birthday card using Stampin' Up and Lawn Fawn products. This is my first video, so please bear with me, there's so much to learn. So here we have a Stampin' Up photopolymer set called Heartfelt. This hollow heart's the one we're going to use, and I'll stamp this 6 times using Memento black ink. As it is photopolymer, I'm going to use my stamp mat. I do find the stamp mat gives me a clear, crisp image when using photopolymer stamps. And just a final couple there. And then I clean off my stamp using a microfiber cloth. I'm then going to take this fine liner and freehand some lines on 4 of the hearts. The first 2 with straight lines, creating this cross, and the second 2 with curved lines all the way down the heart. So as it is freehand, it's not perfect, but I like the look. And once the card's all finished, the overall look I think is quite effective. So freehand isn't for everyone. I think the trick is just to go with the flow. Make sure your hand isn't obstructed by anything and your surface is nice and clean, so you can keep the nib of your pen on the paper and just smoothly move your hand as you go. The last 2 hearts we'll leave empty here. So just going to finish off these lines, not perfect, not exactly the same as the previous heart either. So I then take my Arteza Everblend markers and colour all 6 of the hearts. I'm going to use rainbow colours today, and I won't show you all the colouring here, as I think you get the idea from the first heart that I do. These markers are new to me, so I'm getting used to them and learning how to blend. You'll see here that I've laid down the darkest colour first, followed by the lightest, and then go in with the mid colour to try and blend it out. So this is the lightest colour that I use just on the rest of the heart. It doesn't quite give me the effect I was looking for, so I'll go back in with the lightest colour to try and blend it all out again. So these markers are not as good as Copics, I believe. I don't have Copics, but certainly from the videos I've seen, Copics look amazing. But these, I think they're middle of the range and more affordable. I'm sure with more practice I'll get used to them. I have started to go in with my lightest colour on my projects now, first to saturate the card, and then the darkest and mid colours, followed by more of the light colour. Everyone blends differently, so just go with what works for you. I have a chart of all the colours, so I have so I can see what they look like on card. They definitely don't all appear the same colour as the marker lid, so I'd recommend you do this with any markers you use. I'm now going to take the Stampin' Up Heart Punch, which coordinates with the Heartfelt stamp set, and I'll punch out all the hearts. I won't be using that dark purple one you see, as I don't like how that turned out. So I did a lighter violet one that I'll use instead, this one here. So you just take the punch and place it over the heart, looking from the back of the punch, and you punch out the image. So easy. Love the Stampin' Up stamps that coordinate with their sets. I then take a piece of card, which is 14 centimetres by 14 centimetres, to use as my mat. So I place the hearts where I think I want them, just to make sure everything fits. And I then take some foam tape and put it on the back of all the hearts. Cut down, so easy, this foam tape. You can cut it, you can tear it, you can double it up on each of the hearts, and you just trim off. So here I'm going to make the wavy banner using Lawn Fawn's fancy wavy banner dies. This die cuts out a border as well as the banner that lays inside it, which you'll see in a second. So I decided that I needed a backing to this banner. So you'll see that they've got the border and then the bit that sits inside. So I wanted a backing, so I've taken one of the other fancy wavy banners that comes in that set, which is the same size, but it doesn't cut a border this time. This is my Take Your Pick tool, which I use all the time, one of my favourite crafting tools. So now I'm going to stamp my sentiment using Lawn Fawn's Happy Happy add-on stamps. And I'm going to heat emboss this sentiment. The stamps are not wavy, so I'm trying to manipulate them on the stamping block so they sit in a wavy formation. And still takes a little bit of playing around with, but eventually I get it, just curve it round. And then I take my embossing ink and stamp onto the wavy banner. This is where I realise that I didn't use the all-important embossing buddy. So if you haven't got one, I highly recommend you get one of these. It stops the embossing powder sticking to the wrong places and it really works. So I decided to wipe off the sentiment, use the embossing buddy and stamp again. And I take the white embossing powder and just my brush to clean off any excess, and then off camera I heat emboss the sentiment. And then using my Tombow glue I stick down the border of the wavy banner, and I also glue the sentiment too, so just glue that border onto the backing. And you can see here I'm now sticking down that sentiment. And I just give it a wipe down, and then I'm ready to assemble my card. So I play around with the stamped images and eventually settle on how I want to lay them out. Not in rainbow order, but that doesn't matter. I remove the backing paper from the foam and on the middle two hearts. So I lay those in each of the corners, and then the middle two, I do trim off some of the foam so that they don't sit too high, because they are going to be layered on some of the other hearts on the outside there. So just trimming a couple of corners, and then I'm happy with that, and I'll stick that down. Just make sure that it's in the right place for me, and then I take the sentiment and add some foam tape to that, a little bit in the middle as well, and then remove the backing paper and I stick that down in the middle of the card. So I'm going to use some Lawn Fawn paper as my backing from the Lawn Fawn Hello Sunshine Remix pad. I do use Tombow here just because the front of the card has a bit of weight from the heart, so I want to make sure that it's really stuck down. Pressing from the back too, just to be sure. My card base, 15 by 15 centimeters, and I take some more Tombow and stick the hearts to the base and just give it a rub. So I do want to add a sentiment to the inside of the card, so here I am taking my Misty and the Lawn Fawn Really High 5 stamp set. I used the Happy Birthday from that stamp set and the Love You Lots from the Stampin Up Heartfelt stamp set, along with a wee heart in the bottom corner. You'll see that's the two sentiments and the wee heart. I ink the stamps up using my Mint black ink, and I stamp the sentiments twice just to get a really black image. So you'll see here I'm just giving that some more ink, stamping it down. This is what the Misty was made for, another tool that I'd highly recommend if you don't already have one. And that's the card finished. A lovely birthday card for someone's wife I'm sure they'd be pleased to receive. Thank you for watching my video today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.